We've seen the groups and how they fought it out, changed the game, and now we are finally here in the playoffs. Welcome to the VCT Game Changer Southeast Asia Series FSL Open 6. My name is Terror. With me is the ever looking so handsome Key right here. How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited to see the playoffs. I mean, we've seen Alter Ego Celeste dominate for the past 5
That's
opens.
true.
This is the last open, so open 6 for the whole circuit, and they're in the playoffs again. Of course, they're not letting up. I think that they are going. They probably want to go for the perfect sweep here, and I
I'm
don't
not
blame them for
I'm not
trying.
even surprised. I'm not at this point, at this moment in time at the Open 6. I'm not even surprised that Alter Ego Celeste is here. And now they're playing against Wildfire Sphinx. As we talk about it, we all know who Alter Ego Celeste is. But this time around, there is a new wild card here. Wildfire Sphinx, this is actually their first experience if when it comes to competitive scene, as they have some new players going into the competitive scene as well. And if they can win some good rounds against Alter Ego, knowing that, of course, it is inevitable and it is the fact that Alter Ego Celeste is the best team right now in FSL, that would feel really great, really good stepping into the scene. And also, key, stepping up to the stage and facing Alter Ego Celeste. We can't deny again that Alter Ego Celeste is the best team right now in FSL.
Yeah.
What are your expectations towards Wildfire Sphinx and this matchup, I suppose?
Wildfire Sphinx, they've been playing
Mm-hmm.
for a while in FSL. They have been practicing together. Some of them are new to the FPS scene, but they are starting to improve and do better, as evidenced by them making the playoffs, of course. But
That's
Alter
true.
Ego Celeste, they're just too strong right now. I don't think Wildfire Sphinx have improved to the point where they could challenge Alter Ego Celeste at this point. Maybe in the next circuit, but right now, what Wildfire Sphinx are doing, they're trying to make it to the top 8. In the interview, we've asked them like, what are their goals, right? They're in the top 10 right now,
Mm-hmm.
and if they can at least make a get a few series wins in the playoffs, they will be able to make the top 8. So I think that's what they're going for. Against Alter Ego Celeste, I don't foresee them doing very well because Alter Ego Celeste are just too good right now.
Also, we had a talk actually with Alter Ego Celeste and looking how they are gonna falter into this matchup there, or we are looking right now, and they said that Wildfire Sphinx, like you said also, Key, that they wouldn't be able to go here in the playoffs if they aren't a decent team or a good team as well. So looking at that, they are not gonna pull down their wall with Alter Ego Celeste, knowing that this is the strongest team right now, and some new teams comes in. And I know we all know that based on stats, based on of course our rankings, that there are other teams as well to look after here. But Wildfire Sphinx is definitely something or a team not to look after to, or rather a team to not just be chill about, as they
Yeah,
say. They
for
really
sure.
are looking forward to playing a map with them, and they are, I would say, they were also happy to be here. Looking at stats
Yeah.
too, they have played the exact, this is for Wildfire Sphinx, they are playing the exact agent compositions on specific maps, on certain maps as well, and most of the time they're sticking to their core agents with the lots of changes here in the meta, especially in Valorant. Would it make it hard for them or quite the opposite?
I think that as a team that's still
Mm-hmm.
developing, you'd like to go for your comfort picks first. So while they're building out their foundation, I completely understand why they want to stick to the agents that they're used to.
That's
But
true.
as they improve, I can foresee them having more agents to pick from. But just right now, maybe they're just sticking to their guns, sticking to what's working for them. I mean, why change what's broken? It brought them to the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs.
That's
They'll
true.
probably try and see how far it can bring them.
There are also certain types of metas now in Valorant where, of course, with certain agent selection, agent picks coming into maps, certain maps as well, we are seeing Astra picks towards Ascent most of the time. A lot of things are changing here in Valorant, and sticking to that meta or agent composition that they have originally, of course, it is okay. It is good. There's pros and cons basically when it comes to sticking into core agents. But aside from that, Wildfire Sphinx is very new to the competitive scene. It would be interesting to see them starting out their competitive career here and also facing Alter Ego Celeste. You know what? I also know, Key, that it
Yes.
seems like they are really having fun when they are playing, and there are lots of singing on Discord. as far as
Yeah.
I heard. Lots of singing on Discords and being really hyperactive or being really hyped. So I really think going into matches like this, especially in the playoffs, it would be really nice to have fun and make sure you enjoy each and every game, especially when it comes to strategy wise and also playing it out.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Wildfire Sphinx, they're from Singapore. So some of them are streamers. You'll probably
Ooh.
be able to check their streams out once we flash the names of the teams. But the Wildfire Sphinx, like you mentioned, they are a fun team. Our admins have mentioned that they actually really enjoy the games that they
Mm-hmm.
play. They're all just they're taking it seriously still, but they're having fun while doing so. And I think that that's a really great attitude to have for a team. And now they're gonna go up against the Goliaths that are Alter Ego Celeste. I'm sure they'll still have fun, but like I mentioned, Alter Ego Celeste, they're gonna go for the
It's gonna
clean
be
sweep here,
brutal.
and I'm gonna
It
be
is
really
gonna be brutal.
really honest. Alter Ego Celeste just looked too good. Even if you take a look at the scores and the group stages, they haven't lost a beat, and they have been the best. We've always said that okay, maybe this team can challenge them, maybe that team can challenge them. It's like they're in a way different level above the rest, but the rest are kind of like sort of catching up slowly, but not. I don't think they're still on the level of Alter Celeste. So we'll have to see how far Wildfire Sphinx can take AE Celeste. But
How
I hope they
far?
still have fun, and I hope they gain
Of
experience at the very
course.
least.
Everyone should have fun, and we are going to be having fun as we cast these games. But right now, let's check on the format and what we have here for the Valorant Game Changers. As we can see on your screen, of course, for the FSL, the whole FSL circuit that we have, first stage is FSL Open, where the top three teams rather on the leaderboard goes to FSL Elite. This is still in progress, and of course, on the second stage, we also have FSL Open Overtime. Top three teams goes to FSL Elite as well. And finally, of course, with the third stage, we have FSL Wildcard, where the top two teams will head on to FSL Elite. And this is like a time bomb, ticking bomb for all the teams who really wants to go into the final stage of FSL Elite, which will happen, by the way, on October 23 to 24 and 30 to 31. That is the whole entire FSL circuit that we have. And of course, there are teams or there are people who are watching as well that is very curious about how and what the roadmap is. Where here it is, guys. FSL Open 6 circuit roadmap is what we have right here. August is now Open 6. And this is a prize pool of a total of 5,000 US dollars key. What will you do if you have 5,000 USD?
And I haven't thought about what to do with 5,000 USD, but the team that's been reaping the 5,000, the majority of the 5,000 USD prize pool, of course, Alter Ego Celeste. Maybe they know
Mm-hmm.
what to do. I know Tarathiel has her bunny, so she probably has
Oh,
gotten her bunny some nice treats, or maybe even a nice like I don't know, toys for a bunny. 5,000 USD. I'd probably get the butterfly skin. Butterfly knife
oh, the
skin.
butterfly. I bought the butterfly knife skin, by the
Oh,
way, just a while
I
ago,
just bought.
just 2 minutes before we went live. And I was like, oh, I
What?
want to play now, but I gotta cast this game. This is more important. Looking at the prize pool for the FSL circuit, of course, for the open, we have 5,000 US dollars as well. For the wild card, 5,000 US dollars. And FSL Elite with 25,000 US dollars right up for grabs for the players that we have here or for the teams that we have here for FSL. Key, you don't know how excited I am about about all of this. And of course, guys, if you aren't gonna win and checking at it with how the division of the prize pool is for the first, of course, we have 1,500 US dollars for the second, 1,200, and respectively, as you can see on your screen, for third place, we have 800 US dollars, 300 for the fifth, and 6 for the fourth. We have 600 US dollars, and 7 to 8, 150 US dollars. See, join in the FSL circuit, and you go home with money.
Yeah, for
And of
sure.
course,
So
fun.
once you reach your playoffs, you definitely get rewarded. And
Uh-huh.
if you reach the grand finals, 1,500 versus 1,200. If you're going against Alter Ego Celeste, 1,200 sounds pretty good. All right, so
That's true.
here's the brackets right now. So here we really want to see Wildfire Sphinx. They said they wanted to make it to Elite. Because they made the playoffs, they actually got some points, and they're rising up the ranks right now. So they're tied for eighth place against Team Lujiami, and if they win one series, I believe they will secure their top 8 finish.
Oh, that's true. Looking at the standings right here, obviously, Alter Ego Celeste sitting at the top next to Galaxy Racer and Renatus White right there, guys. It's all on your screen. We can also see how Team Hashira has gained so much points over the past weeks that we had, and also how the changes that they did for the team is helping them out as well. But I think map veto is ready, or the map picks, map selections for the teams that we have right here is definitely ready. And as far as I know, looking at stats key, that Wildfire Sphinx plays a lot of Ascent and Bind. Oh, there you go. Ascent and Bind. As
Yeah,
I was
for sure.
supposed to say. But our first map, we are going to dive into Split, which is selected by Alter Ego Celeste. And
Hey.
defense would start with Wildfire Sphinx. What are your thoughts about this, Key?
I am extremely surprised because Split and Bind are typically the Alter Ego Celeste band. Oh, sorry. Alter Ego Celeste likes Split, but Wildfire Sphinx also likes Split. So
Yeah.
the fact that they chose Split first is really interesting to me because Wildfire Sphinx, they don't play Icebox or Breeze, for example, and Alter Ego Celeste shown that they're pretty good on every map. So it's really hard to say which map they'll want to play. And it looks like they actually picked the 2 maps that Wildfire Sphinx like to play. So that's really interesting.
Whew, speaking of interesting, of course, after that, we have, like I said a while ago, top picks for Wildfire Sphinx is actually Ascent and Bind. They played a lot of these maps that we see. They have same agent composition as well for the map that we had. And they play a lot of Brimstone. Do you think we're going to see a Brimstone pick here on Split, the first map that we are going to be having?
They've played the Brimstone for every single map so
Forever.
far, and we talked about this
Yeah.
earlier. Whether they'd stick to their comfort picks or not, I think they will still stick to the comfort picks, and the fact that they are sticking to their guns, I think, is commendable. So Brim, they've played quite a few. I think they've flexed the smoker, the controller, sometimes. So we'll see if the Brim still comes out especially against Alter Ego Celeste. I mean, if you're playing against the best team in FSL, you probably want to pick something that's comfortable for you. So the Brim,
Oh,
it might come
that's
out.
true.
And I think Brim is not too bad on Split. Like the mollies actually really help quite a bit because of the small openings on the map. So I think the Brim might be able to they might be able to make Brim work here.
Oh, that's true. Aside from the Molly setups that we have, or probably see, what are other agent picks on the side of Alter Ego Celeste, since we keep talking about Wildfire Sphinx? We know Alter Ego Celeste is the best team right here at the Open
Yeah.
6. But of course, if you are going to say the players to watch out for you, in your opinion, Key, who are these players?
It's gonna be 100% Ineri for the side of Alter Ego Celeste. On Split, by the way, Alter Ego Celeste have this really, really nasty judge setup. Like sometimes by round
Oh.
2 or round 3, they're gonna run double judge, and so far no team has been able to stop that onslaught. Like they'll win their round 2s and possibly even round 3s with just judges with a mid rush, and it just really works out with all the smokes and utilities. They seem to have it down to pat the aggressive playstyle. So Ineri is going to be leading that charge for the side of AE Celeste. On the side of Wildfire Sphinx, I think there's some interesting players to watch out for as well. So Kiki the Reina, actually.
Oh, I thought
is
it
their,
was you.
captain as well. No, it's
I
not
was
me. So-
surprised that you're here casting with me, Key. I thought you were playing today. So anyway, go on, go ahead.
So Kiki plays Reina exclusively, and she's
Ooh.
also IGL for her team. On the other hand, there's also Sereth, who also streams quite often. Also, the other duelist for Wildfire Sphinx. So I think those will be the 2 interesting players to watch for the side of Wildfire Sphinx. And whether they can pull rounds off against Alter Ego Celeste, they have to prove it on this defensive side on Split, because this is the, I guess, most favored side of any map in Valorant. Defense side on Split, they have to be able to hold Alter Ego Celeste here for a few rounds. But we've seen Alter Ego Celeste on attack on Split. Nothing stops them. So we'll see if Wildfire Sphinx can actually do anything about it.
Key. The thing is, Alter Ego Celeste, they have lots of VODs for players or teams to look out for and to
That is
watch.
true.
And when you say they have a judge setup rather that they have during rounds 2 or 3, you know that. How will the other team wouldn't know that? So there
Yeah.
are certain things, certain factors to consider when it comes to going into this game as well, and being, of course, the strongest team here in the Open 6. Everyone's eyes is just staring at you, looking at you and how you play and how you set up, because everyone, you are the target of everyone. They
Yeah.
want to be the top team, and Alter Ego Celeste, they are on the top right now. And also looking at the chat, I just want to say there's lots of supporters for Wildfire Sphinx right here.
I wanted to bring that up next. Like the chat is
Yeah.
just filled
Just
with cheers for
crazy. It's
Wildfire
like
Sphinx,
Wildfire
and
Sphinx.
it's the fact that they're good at the game, plus they're streamers as well. So they're personalities that are quite well known in the Singapore scene. Sereth, Terzinga, they both stream and they have quite a big following as well. So I think that their fans are definitely here to cheer them on, and I'm really happy to see this. This is very, very wholesome for me, and I feel like just the support from the fans from both sides, we'll see that both in Twitch chat.
Giving them the energy that they need to go into this match. You know what? It's a serious match that we have right here. Tara or me and Key right now casting this game. It is a serious match, but of course we want to make it fun for you guys. And speaking of fun, let's bring in the fun because we are heading into the Agent Select.
All right, so this is the exciting part for me. I want to see if there's any fancy picks here, but it looks like Sereth with the Rays, not surprising. Kiki with the Reina, of course. We'll have to see on A Celeste whether there's anything new here, and there is that one thing new. I think Illustrado is already beaming right now. We see Ineri on the sky, so this is something different because normally we see Ineri plus Iceberg on Jet plus. Oh, sorry, Ayumi rather. On Jet plus the Rays on Split. And the
Also,
Sky coming in here is actually really,
Yeah.
really interesting.
A very viable pick, especially the Agent Sky. As we look into it, of course, with the Trailblazer, they can get
Choose your
information.
agent.
Even with the guiding light, the blinds that he or Sky has can definitely figure out or information, play out the information game. Looking at Wildfire Sphinx, I think we are not going to be seeing Brimstone pick.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see Brimstone. It's the Omen instead. But on the side of Alter Ego Celeste, this is something new. It's a triple Sentinel pick, and they're starting an attack.
Oof. It is going to be very, very interesting to see. It is going to be very interesting to watch. And the chat is all going to go crazy when it comes to this match that we have right here. If we take a look at the stats, of course, for the team, and also everything, if we just consider everything and put it into key like a math solution, math formula, at the end of the day, we never know how these teams or these players are going to play out. Maybe it's Wildfire's fixed day. Maybe not. We're gonna figure out today. Anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see whether they can actually take at least a map of Alter Ego Celeste. You know, one map is already, I would say, good enough. Like, taking one map off of Alter Ego Celeste,
That's
I would
true.
consider an achievement already because so few teams have taken maps off of Alter Ego Celeste. If I'm not wrong, probably with all the opens combined, they probably
Oasis.
lost 3 maps in total. Yeah, Oasis Gaming was the last one to take a map off of them, and that was 2 opens ago, not even the previous open. So, like, Alter Ego Celeste are just really dominant right now, and we'll have to see whether this triple Sentinel setup actually works.
This is the immediate wall towards mid for the side of WFX, and Sereth throwing in the nade. Will it connect? It actually connected to 2 people from the side of AE, and some of the players right now very low on HP. And Harry goes down while trying to do a guiding light from Sereth with a double kill immediately. Tarathiel to secure 1-2-1 trade, and with the paranoia, did it connect actually, but she knows there is someone onto B main.
It's actually looking not too bad for Wildfire Sphinx. Ayumi with just 1 HP remaining. Tarathiel also 1 shot away from dying. It does not have the heal yet. Margot is the only one healthy here, but on the side of Wildfire Sphinx, they still have the Reina up, so I think she can snowball off of this if she can get the first frag.
The jump,
dropping in.
of course, they would know. They would realize that they actually dropped in already. And Key, Margot just getting 1 or 2 kills to finish things off for the side of Alter Ego Celeste. They managed to actually pull off the entry. I am actually interested to see because, of course, with the first 2 picks that Sereth got, that is such a big opening already for Wildfire Sphinx. And also, aside from that, some of the players are already low. But they managed to take on the side Alter Ego Celeste and pull off some quick kills here and there and secure the round yet again for the side of Alter Ego. Going into the second round that we have, of course, they're gonna have enough money to buy off this round.
Yeah, they're gonna run and go into Spectres, but it seems like Wildfire Sphinx, they were betting on an A push, but they bet wrong. So it's a 5-stack on A, but Alter Ego Celeste are all going to B. So I mean, I commend the effort and the 5-stack here, but it didn't pan out for them.
They're now running, all of them, and now walking, Key. This is gonna be
I'm not
a
sure if
long
we need to walk at this point.
Iceberg is just waiting to punish them, and there is also a turret to actually see if they are gonna be pushing. They destroyed the turret, but Iceberg on the corner. This is actually the triple kill coming in from him and her, and Ayumi was just helping out. A flawless round. Iceberg securing 4 kills. It was inevitable at some point, Key.
Yeah, it was just a
It's
spread. I
just the
think for
decision.
Wildfire Sphinx, yeah, they were hoping they'd get one, but you know,
Yeah.
2 Spectres is just a bit too much with the pistols, and the fact that they were so distracted by the Killjoy just really didn't help. And
Oh, that's
this
true.
triple sentinel setup somehow is working for the side of Alter Ego Celeste. I'm really unsure why they picked the triple sentinel, because they have 2 duelists and there's 0
Hey.
duelists right now on Alter Ego Celeste.
They want to mix it up. They're even playing the meta, of course, here with Ayumi buying the Vandal already. It's a new meta, guys. Actually,
Yeah.
it's been there for quite a while. That on the second round, you're gonna secure, or rather, third one, you're gonna secure that Vandal to actually level up or have an equilibrium on the side of Wildfire Sphinx, knowing that they are in a buy round right now. Luna, she knows that there is a cyber cage set up and she knows that there is someone in mid, but the rotations are ready for Alter Ego Celeste. Every single one of them is actually on B main already. That is a TP and just got caught immediately, Key.
Yeah, that was a bit of a risky play. I think it could have paid off if nobody was looking down, but I think she was really unprepared for that. But the rest of Wildfire Sphinx are gonna take the rest of A Celeste on. It's all down to Ineri. Gets 1, gets 2, but gets taken down by Sereth. They made it expensive though. For A Celeste made it expensive. They got the spike. They took 3 down, so I think they'll be okay going to round 4.
It is still a very, if you think about it, it is still a very expensive round for Wildfire Sphinx looking at it. Of course, they bought those Vandals in Alter Ego Celeste. They were playing on a bonus round. And knowing that, of course, they're still gonna have some money saved up in the bank for Alter Ego Celeste as they move forward. And if you check on Wildfire Sphinx, their Cypher was just forced out to buy that Spectre just to control or have control of the economy, actually.
Yeah, they don't really have that much money anymore. So whoever wins this round will really be
Oh, they're just
making
gonna
some
push.
bank. She actually gets 2 with a showstopper. Sereth, really aggressive play there with the flights. Could have gotten 3 if she shot it the other way around, but you know,
Yeah.
2 is good enough.
2 is better than 1. That's what Taylor,
For sure, for
Taylor Swift would say.
Taylor Swift. Right
Taylor
now.
Swift. I am Taylor Swift right now, and I would say 2 is better than 1 for this kill. Of course, you'd rather get 2. I mean, you would rather get 3, but if you get 2, that's not too bad. You
It's
are
definitely
still
not too bad.
punishing. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is still a punish for the side of Alter Ego Celeste. Knowing that, of course, this is their first buy round, they have money saved up. You can destroy that economy real quick. And that's a good opening kill.
Yeah, great patience here from Wildfire Sphinx as well. The Sage is just waiting on that corner, and Margot does spot Cherzinga, but I don't think she'll be ready for the Sage. Oh wait, she was ready! She actually pre-fires that corner. Luna was hiding in, and Cherzinga takes Margot though. It's a 2v4 right now. Oh, Tarathiel also gets taken down. It's all up to Iceberg with his Vandal. It's a 1v4 right now. She's not that healthy either. 79 HP and 7 armor. She has to go at it alone. No flashes to get into the site either, and there's a tripwire right in front of her.
12 seconds. Till you can plant a spike. Iceberg goes down, the round goes to Wildfire Sphinx, and Alter Ego, yet again, to try and make an entry without a duelist. Even though if they don't have the duelist set up here, Key, if you take a look actually in their agent composition, they can definitely open up some things. Knowing
Yeah.
that they have the Sky pick, the Seekers are already up and online. If they can punish with the paranoia, with the blinding, or with the guiding light, right? Rather trailblazer up and see where the info on the team or the other side of the team is, they can definitely make an entry out of this.
Yeah, I'm sure they should be able to, especially with using a combination of the smokes and the flashes. But it feels like they're feeling things out, and Iceberg takes Sarah down. Ayumi is going to be sneaking here, tries to take down Cherzinga, but actually gets taken down with a headshot from that Vandal. Bigger gun wins, of course, and Iceberg uses the neural theft right now to spot out the rest of Wildfire Sphinx.
There is the guiding light, forcing Key to actually go back for a bit. Cherzinga was actually getting a kill also on Heaven, trying to get another one, but didn't connect anymore. And Aries secures 2k. Now it's all up to one player on the side of Wildfire Sphinx. 1v3.
Yeah, it's gonna
This
be
is
very
sandwich.
difficult declaration with a Spectre. It's pretty hard to actually do a 1v3 with a Spectre, but she switches to the Vandal. But Margot, hot on her heels, takes down Declaration with a headshot from her own Spectre and upgrades to a Vandal too.
Look at Seraph right here. She is definitely shining with an 831 KDA upon her. Already at 431 CS. If this can continue, this can replicate throughout the rounds, especially on the attacker side later on. Hopefully, because knowing Alter Ego has the Sentinel setup, the triple Sentinel setup, it would be very, very difficult. But if they can get lots of points, especially here right now on the defense, it seems really good, and it is looking really good for them.
Yeah, for sure. Triple Sentinel. How are they going into the sites? I still don't understand. It's just maybe better firepower. Maybe the sky flashes are enough. But here's the lockdown committed as well. So that's gonna be a telegraphed B take here. But Wildfire Sphinx, they're not biting yet. They're trying to rotate ever so slowly before actually making a stance here. Alright, it
Luna
pops and
to
Luna
secure.
takes Iceberg down. And Ayumi finish off Sereth though, and the spike is gonna go down on to B, and Wildfire Sphinx are mounting the retake here. Kiki takes Inari down. And it's 4v3. It's looking pretty good for Wildfire Sphinx for this retake.
Oh, Margot very low on HP. That is actually just 1 HP remaining. Taratiel to secure the 2k. 3v1 situation. It's all up to Cherzinga. She gets one. But the punish from Margot, even with 1 HP remaining, Alter Ego Celeste, they were still able to secure this round, making this a 4-2 score.
Yeah, that 1 HP is heartbreaking. They were spraying through the box and the boxes, and I think if they were just luckier, one of those bullets would have hit the chest instead of the legs, and that would have been a kill on to Margot. But you know, Wildfire Sphinx, they're making it hard for Alter Ego Celeste. These are not clean rounds coming from Alter Ego Celeste. They get into the site, sure, but they lose quite a few members actually.
They can actually capitalize on those mistakes, on those little mistakes, especially for the side of Wildfire Sphinx. If they catch Alter Ego Celeste off guard, this is again a 5-man push that they want to go in for. But the thing is, Alter Ego Celeste, they want to go onto a site, and they are in already. Ayumi to catch 2 off guard, and Cherzinga to finish her off. 2-to-1 trade right there, and they get the guns as well.
And getting these guns, they're gonna try to just get as many kills as they can, but 2v4 right now, it's gonna be real difficult for them. Cherzinga is gonna try to go for a kill, gets taken up by Inari. It's all down to Luna, who gets shot down by Margot. Too many people watching the ropes there, and Alter Ego Celeste are starting to warm up here.
They are definitely warming up. The thing
Alright,
is, this is quite scary, Key.
I want to do a fit check here. I haven't
Fit
seen a butterfly.
check?
I don't think I no a fit check. Like I'm not sure. Okay, there. That is a celestial knife. Does anyone have a butterfly knife in the game?
I do.
No,
But I'm not playing.
You're not playing.
Drip check, guys. This is the drip check. Who has the newest skin?
Yeah, well,
Apparently, no
I
one yet.
saw Flip Flop
Oh,
there.
really? Did you
Oh,
see one?
good.
Oh,
Kiki
the
actually
burst
takes two
down!
down.
I've got your trail.
Such a
Wait,
good burst
what?
down. 2-1 trade, though. The
Yeah, it's a
push. The
2-for-1
Seekers are
right now.
out. The Guiding Light. But no punishment from Alter Ego Celeste right there.
Let's see if they can actually get this round. They are in the lead again. We've seen this many times from Wildfire Sphinx, but Alter Ego Celeste even things out. It's all down to Luna on this side alone. Did not wait for teammates before the retake, and Ineri gets a third here. Might be an ace for her at this point. But you know, the rest of her team can also get killed. She's down to 36 HP. I don't think she'll be hunting for those frags aggressively.
Now they have to do a retake yet again. Ineri doesn't have Tarathiel to heal her up. So that is gonna stay as it is, 36 HP. And just the typical, just the typical angle to hold off for Alter Ego Celeste. They don't even need to go towards backside because Margot will just shut them down immediately and efficiently on CT. Alter Ego Celeste is now 6-2, and Neri doing really great. Good performance from her. And it seems really, like you said, Key, they are warming up, definitely.
Yeah, they're definitely
Slowly getting there.
Yeah, for sure. Plus, Alter Ego Celeste, they have aim for all of their members, and so even if maybe Ineri doesn't perform, which I've never seen happen, by the way, the rest of their team can sub. But Ineri is still performing even on the sky, so this is really something different. And I think Alter Ego Celeste, here's the scary part about them. They're evolving their gameplay. Ineri practicing the sky is just really scary because we've seen a lot of duelists start playing sky as well, and she takes one down. She really just has the aim. She doesn't need to be a duelist to get those frags, and she's using those flashes to perfection. The rest of her team is already on the site, and she's going to be holding Mailroom, take Shazinga down. Luna takes Ineri down though with a Spectre. The fast rate of fire is going to take Ineri first. She's going to want to switch, but Tarathiel is going to take two down, and they're just going to take the round there. It's just easy pickings for them.
The thing is, when you have a Sky Key, a pseudo duelist, you know how Sky was before the patch that they did on her, where she could just take up frags after frags without any help at all because she has those flashes in, and everything, every utility that she can use just to get a frag, just to get the kill. And it is still kind of the same. They made some changes, but of course with a pseudo duelist that they can do, especially on the hands of Ineri, it is very much doable. It is very much lethal for the team of Wildfire Sphinx. This is now ultis popping off, and that is the Killjoy lockdown being initiated by Alter Ego Celeste as they kill Declaration holding off A side.
It's gonna be yet another retake or not. It looks like they might want to save. No, they're just backing off from the lockdown. Ayumi is gonna take Kiki down. 3 members of Wildfire Sphinx are gonna come in onto A Heaven. Tarathiel gonna take Sarah down, but Luna makes the trade. Luna has the res as well. Res is Sereth. It's a 3v4 right now. And it looks like it's gonna be a gigantic flank by Ayumi here.
I can just see the showstopper right in the face of Margot right there. Ineri was able to get off 1 kill. Cherzinga is the only person remaining. She has the smokes, utilities, and everything, but that is a 1v3. Time is ticking, and she would just save this Vandal off. 8-2 is the score. Alter Ego Celeste. The 6th round advantage is definitely gonna hurt on the side of Wildfire Sphinx, and also at the same time, they should try to get the 8-4 scoreline at this point.
Yeah, 8-4 is decent. Actually, on the defensive side, you really want to win more rounds than you lose. But against Alter Ego Celeste, you'd take an 8-4, right? But the cash situation isn't going very well for them either, so they're forced to eco a bit here, and I don't see them taking this round.
slow push from Alter Ego. Cherzinga is actually just waiting and trying to get those information, but this is gonna hurt. 30 HP remaining for her right now, as her body is outside just for a tad bit.
Yeah,
While
I'm not sure
TPing.
if they heard the teleport as well, so they might know where she is. But Kiki gets one kill with that
The
Spectre.
reload.
Reloads in front of Margot though, but there's a trade coming in. Luna takes Margot down. Iceberg takes Sarah down as well, and trades left and right here, but it's looking more and more doable for Wildfire Sphinx. Cherzinga is able to switch to a Vandal and is still hiding in that corner there. Oh, sorry, not switch to Vandal, was stick to the Vandal. And they take down the rest of Wildfire Sphinx. And Altigo Celeste up 9-2 right now.
When you arrive at that point, Key, where it is a double-digit score, there is no mistakes to happen. To be fair, though, Wildfire Sphinx is a fairly new team going into the competitive scene, and especially with, of course, with Luna and Cherzinga, this is their first FPS game. Valorant is their first FPS game, and they are able to take some rounds off Alter Ego, the strongest team here in FSL right now. I would be happy,
Yeah,
but
I mean...
it is what it is. Key.
Oh, Sage Boost!
This is the Avengers coming
Oh,
in,
God.
rushing towards the side, in towards heaven. And Alter Ego, I think they need a theme song for that.
Yeah, that was definitely an Avengers type thing, and they just absolutely destroyed Luna there. And it's gonna be round 10 for them unless they can clutch this out, but I really doubt it. Altigo Celeste win the attacking
The
round
Avengers
10-2
is
with a
working.
triple Sentinel comp.
Switching sides.
The Avengers is working. They just snap their fingers, too. My god. Alter Ego Celeste, no wall can stop them. What wall? They're just gonna counter wall the heck out of the side of Wildfire Sphinx. They're trying
Yeah,
to be
that's-
creative here and changing it up to Key.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know what Wildfire Sphinx can do. It's the attacking side right now, and they're up against 3 Sentinels.
Oh man. First, you try to go B side, there is the Cypher traps. And then you try to go to A, where there would be a Killjoy trap as well. Key?
Yeah, there's traps everywhere, and I don't really know where they can go. Like,
If
they're
there is
just...
a site on mid, I would take that.
Yeah. Too bad this isn't Haven with a C site, but they're gonna try their best still. There's the smokes coming out. You can see that they're planning and execute here. They left Spike behind. They're trying to find these opening frags right now, but Alter Ego Celeste are not giving them an inch. And they get taken down. And Neri gets taken down by Cherzinga though. And Alter Ego Celeste are taking the rest of Wildfire Sphinx down. It's all just over. It's just a very clean round from them, able to defend. They don't even let the spike go down. Wildfire Sphinx are on the, well, obviously on the back foot right now. 2-11 for them.
They need to go back to the drawing board. Try to figure out things on how they can punish Alter Ego Celeste, knowing also that this is the buy round for them. They can buy those Spectres they need. Wildfire Sphinx, on the other hand, are trying to pinpoint where to go or how do you deal with this triple Sentinel setup that Alter Ego has right now. There is smokes coming up for the side of Wildfire Sphinx towards screens, and the push, Ayumi is just waiting. With the help of this guiding light, they might catch players of Wildfire Sphinx quite easily. Just like that, Ayumi shuts down 2, and then Neri to shut down another. But Ayumi with a 4K. 4 freaking K, Key.
Yeah, they were teabagging their own teammates there. Yeah, Ayumi with a 4K. We saw that as well last in the attacking side. Iceberg with the exact same 4K, but on the attacking side.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they were the ones helping each other out, and it's Ayumi's turn to get the 4K herself.
This is the time where your ace wouldn't be complete. Uh-oh, this is gonna be a battle. This is gonna be a push for the side of Alter Ego as they punish one, but a one-to-one trade happened. 9 HP for Inari. She goes back for a bit and repositions herself towards A side. She still has the Trailblazer, but she knows that enemies or Wildfire Sphinx is already on side A. She was able to get one more pick before she goes down, and now a 2v3 situation.
Yeah, it's still not looking good for Wildfire Sphinx, even though they had the better guns here. Just because of that aggression from Alter Ego Celeste. And the spike is gonna go down, the paranoia is used. Luna takes one down, Sarah takes one down as well. It's looking doable. Margot, the only one left remaining for Alter Ego Celeste. 1v2, both players on Wildfire Sphinx not healthy anymore. But this is match point for them. Let's see if Margot can actually finish it right here, right now. But Sarah is gonna complete the plant. And it's a 2v1 right now. She doesn't have much to go by. Okay, she sees one, she sees two, gets the first headshot, does not complete the kill though. They don't get match point.
Hey, 4Ks after 4Ks, Key. And we are seeing Sereth. She is definitely popping off in this match. She was able to punish players from time to time when it comes to aim duels. And I really think, on a serious note, on a serious tone, if you take a look on the players that we have for Wildfire Sphinx, they can win aim duels. The thing, of course, going towards here in Open 6, knowing that Alter Ego Celeste is stronghold of a team already, and they've been here for quite long enough to know and to have that strategy, chemistry, synergy when it comes to a whole team, it is a big disadvantage for the side of Wildfire Sphinx.
Yeah, that's for sure. Plus, like you mentioned, they can take the aim duels, but you can see that Alter Ego Celeste are just more decisive in their team play. They're a little bit faster in terms of the rotations. And for Wildfire Sphinx, their executes just are not really that clean yet. As I say that, they're going into the side. Tarathiel and Margot get 1 kill apiece. Luna gets taken down as well. Declaration gets one, but Kiki is surrounded here and gets executed. 13-3. Alter Ego Celeste take map number 1, of course. Their own map pick, and Alter Ego Celeste, they're Alter Ego Celeste.
What is there left to say, Key, at this point? Like I said a while ago, it is time to, of course, just have fun. Again, Wildfire Sphinx, as far as I know, in their interview, this is a hyperactive team. They sing a lot on Discord, but at the same time, they can also win aim duels. I would like to go back into that scenario where they can get those aim duels, but when it comes to strategy and plays that they can do, of course, Alter Ego Celeste is on the advantage side of that, knowing that this is a team that has been there for so long already, since the start of FSL probably. And the thing is, it is a fairly new team. Going into the playoffs and facing off immediately the strongest team in FSL, that is quite hard to deal with. The thing is, you just really have to try hard and try your best.
Yeah, that's for sure, and you can tell that they're trying their best, and I think this is actually it is actually okay for them. They just need to get as much experience as they can before they go to the next series, and it's commendable what they're doing, and they just really need to play more games against the teams here, and this is exactly what they're looking for. Wildfire Sphinx, it's a commendable few rounds for them, but you know, Alter Ego Celeste still reigns supreme. Right now they take game number 1, but for Wildfire Sphinx, map number 2 is their pick, so they can try for that.
That's definitely true. But right now, I think we are just gonna go in a very short break. And looking at it, of course, the next map is gonna be quite interesting. This is a map selection from the side of Wildfire Sphinx. Map number 2 coming in your way as we go in a very short break. Taylor and Key, your casters right here. Don't go away. We're gonna be right back.
Welcome back, everyone, to VCT Game Changers Southeast Asia. This is the FSL circuit. This is the playoffs right now, and with you is me, Key, and my co-caster Terror. And we had really fast game number 1 between Alter Ego Celeste and Wildfire Sphinx. But coming into map number 2, I'm very excited to see what Wildfire Sphinx can bring into this series, because I really have high hopes for them. They have been improving from each FSL iteration, from each tournament in the circuit here, and they got 3 rounds off of Alter Ego Celeste. So that's not something to scoff at, because Alter Ego Celeste, they are the strongest team in FSL right now. But Wildfire Sphinx, we've seen signs of life from them, and I really think that in map number 2, we'll probably see more rounds from them here on Ascent. They should be ready for Alter Ego Celeste here. What do you think,
This is
Farah?
one of the maps definitely that Wildfire Sphinx is actually playing a lot, which is the next map, Ascent. The thing is, when we look at the stats right now on towards your screen, a Yumi with a 3.8 KDA. I'm not surprised right now with the KDAs and all that stats that we have right here. As we have seen, they can initially burst down. There are also some plays where probably didn't work out. There is only there are only two chances here, Key, to do what they did a while ago during the second round of after each pistol round. The pushing, the 5-man push. The thing is, both times that they tried it out, it didn't work. But
Yeah.
what if it did, right? So you never know. It is just risk playing, and when you have risk, of course, it's either big returns, big rewards, or none at all.
Yeah, if they can get a 50-50, it might might have started to look better for them. Wildfire Sphinx, so they can really bring something out here, and like I mentioned, they've been improving for every single open, and I think they're going to be something to fear later on. And of course, 13-3, Alter Ego Celeste, the reigning queens of Valorant, are still coming in really strong right now. They did mention that they're not going to treat Wildfire Sphinx any easier. They're going to treat them like any other team. They're not
The
going
same.
to underestimate them, and there's definitely some respect coming in for Alter Ego Celeste here, and they're really taking it seriously. On
That's
the
exactly.
two teams as well. Well, I'm excited to see the rosters. We haven't gone through the rosters of both teams, and I really just want to showcase the faces behind the teams here. So Alter
The
Ego Celeste, of
faces.
course, these are familiar faces. These 5 are 100% familiar, or 6 rather. Tarathiel, Ineri, Iceberg, Ayubi, Margot, and Oreophilia, who we haven't seen in a while because she's their 6th member. But the rest of Alter Ego Celeste, we've seen this multiple times because they made every single playoffs. They won every single series they played so far. So these are your queens. These are the most familiar faces of FSL Open. And on the side
That's
of
true.
Wildfire Sphinx, here's the new faces, actually. The interesting Singapore lineup here: Luna, Chizinga, Sereth, Kiki, and Declaration. You can see they have the attitude in their photos. You can tell.
Man, Declaration seems like she's gonna punish the players.
Yeah, they
of our
definitely
Eagle
have that
Selects.
flair.
They definitely have that flair, and of course, as we see this IGNs, it's time to put some faces over that. And like you said, like we can see also on towards your screen, guys, those are the players. If you wanna, of course, check out all the lineups or rosters that we have for the entire FSL circuit or the Open 6 that we have, it is posted on FSL's Facebook page. So make sure you're
Yeah.
liked on that and followed, of course. And even the changes with it when it comes to the rosters are posted on the Facebook page of FSL too. So make sure that you are subscribed, or rather you are liked on the page. Turn on the notification so whenever we are live, you are definitely up and online too.
I'd just like to mention the players also stream as well, so do check them
Oh.
out. You could they're also on Twitch chat, so I think Chizinga
You
has been
stream
chatting on
as
Twitch
well,
chat.
Key.
Yeah,
Do you?
yes. But it's not about me today. It's about
It's
the
not-
players, right?
yeah,
Declaration
it's
is
about
also
the
on Twitch
players.
chat. She even has the check mark, so they are legit. Sereth
Damn.
is also there as well, so do check them out because they do stream as well. I'm seeing a lot of their supporters here, so definitely coming from their communities, and this is really great to see Wildfire Sphinx getting support. Alter Ego Celeste, the fans are there as well. You can tell that they're
Mhm.
cheering on for both teams, and I'm really happy to see this. But as I mentioned, both teams have their streamers. Some do watch them because they're actually really entertaining as well. They're not just good; they're also entertaining too.
If we actually had a bit of an interview with the side of Wildfire Sphinx, thinking what are their expectations for this Open, of course, and the team in general. And they basically said that their end goal is to get into FSL Elite. They are currently at the top 10 on the leaderboards and are aiming to actually go into the top 8. So, of course, with Alter Ego answering the questions that we had for them as well, saying that Wildfire Sphinx, they were able to go into playoffs. And for sure, with going into playoffs, you are a decent team. You are a formidable team that can or would have probably the future into getting those top 8, into getting into top 8, to getting to maybe even top 5. Every team that we have here for FSL is very formidable. It just comes down or boils down into how the strategy rather would pan out.
Yeah, so we're going to the draft right now, and like you mentioned, whether the strategies are going to pan out for the side of Wildfire Sphinx against the Giants, Alter Ego Celeste, of course. So I'm excited to see the drafts here because here in Ascent, we actually see the Inari raise. So this is one of the most exciting things to watch in FSL. The way she uses those satchel charges, her extremely aggressive play, even on the defensive side, is something to watch for here. So Wildfire Sphinx, they have to be ready to punish Inari because that's something that Alter Ego Celeste have been pushing over and over again. And before we lock in the agents, I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors, Intel and Yahoo, of course, keeping FSL going, being able to showcase all these teams all the way from Open 1 to 6, and of course into overtime in the wildcards and eventually Elite as well. So thank you to our sponsors, and of course the teams are starting to lock in their picks, and like you mentioned, comfort picks for Wildfire Sphinx. Kiki still on the Reyna. And actually, we're not going to see Brimstone, it seems like. Cherzinga is hovering the Omen instead.
They're changing it up. They're changing it up, Key. And the thing is, sometimes change is for the better. If they have the paranoia that they can use, because of course the flashes that they can use into setting up, aside from the Leer that can be easily shut down by the players of Alter Ego Celeste, they can use up the Omen paranoia, the TP out, and Cherzinga a while ago was able to punish some players of Alter Ego. Sometimes there is quite of a mishap when it comes to TPing or going out of the zone, getting caught off guard. But the thing is, if the side of Wildfire Sphinx, they're able to make this perfect, they can really stand up into the teams that we have here at the Open 6.
Yeah, and they even have a pretty legit logo here, Wildfire Sphinx. It reminds me of those
true.
like badass Phoenix ladies. And I guess it's that's what Wildfire Sphinx is. I mean, it really matches their attitude, would you say? Like the attitude that you see exuding in their photos. Exactly. Like seriously, just from the photos themselves, like they were really slaying that photo shoot.
I mean, I saw the caster poster. You were also slaying that photo shoot.
Definitely my home studio for that one.
Yeah, your home studio, work from home.
Yeah, WFX work from where X is.
But it's time to finally head on to round 1. One is detected towards B main, and that is Cherzinga. And with the Owl Drone and Inari popping off and getting a kill immediately, will she be able to get one more? Nope, that is the answer. Luna to get one, and 1-to-1 trade just happened towards B main right there. They're not yet over with this, Key.
And it's actually pretty good that they punished Inari there because she was about to get the second one, but Luna got the headshot onto her and punished her aggression there. So I think Wildfire Sphinx are going to take this. They took 1 for 1. Iceberg does finishes off Cherzinga, cuts her at the legs there, even hit Iceberg all the way onto the short there.
Sereth, we know that this player can get those kills. Will she be able to get one though? That is not gonna happen as Margot shuts her down. Luna to secure another kill. 1-to-1 trades happening, but Kiki is the only woman remaining.
Oh no!
And trying to hit the shots. It didn't. Ayumi to secure the final kill. That was an almost, Key. That was an almost.
That was a heartbreaker because those
like,
shots.
Just staring.
Yeah, Ayumi missed those shots and uncharacteristic misses, I would say, but it was still a 2v1, so it was hard for Kiki to actually get both of those. 10 HP, heartbreaking loss from them. Almost got that first round on Wildfire Sphinx, but I think that's gonna give them a bit of confidence because they got 4 out of 5 and almost won that round. And I think if they can keep this going, if they can keep the punishes going, I think they can string a few rounds together here.
Ayumi had the death stare. Like, I don't have bullets anymore. Maybe she would die off if I stare at her while reloading. And
Yeah,
turns out Kiki
unfortunately
can
didn't
punish
die.
one more. That was still almost an Eri to get a kill with the pain shells. They need to move back for a bit as this one pain shell could hurt as well. Whew. My
And
god, the
Eri gets 3
aggression.
right now. This is a round 2 Guardian, by the way. Just getting those headshots left and right. Kiki does take one, though. She still has a Ghost, and she's getting chased down here. Margot with a Spectre finishes her off. And then Eri lives with 3 HP.
2-0 is the score. Alter Ego Celeste, again, taking those 2 rounds, making sure that they get the first pistol, the second round, and of course, moving towards the round 3. We are seeing they're gonna stick on to Inari having the Guardian and other players for Alter Ego Celeste playing with what they had a while ago. Aside from that, Ayumi to buy a Vandal, the meta that they are using right now, which we also see in other VCT.
2 rifles, definitely just to make sure that they get the range there. And that's why she's playing mid as well on Ayumi rather than on either side, just to make sure she's effective for the retakes later on with the rifle. It looks like they're trying to go for the B take though. There's a shock dart coming out. Recon is going to come out from Iceberg as well. They're going to try to go for this B execute. Iceberg gets spotted out by the Recon there. Trezinga gets the first kill off this point, and Margot actually gets taken down. Technical difficulties here. It seems like we're gonna we see the interface update.
My god. Whew. Tharatio to get a kill in mid 2v2 situation right now. Key. Alter Ego Celeste, they have the guns already. They still have the Guardian. And of course, with the Cyber Cage, Tharatio can just go in towards the side, trying to find a kill, trying to find a pick off. As Neri killed one, she secures the other, securing the third round. Alter Ego Celeste making this a 3-0 scoreline. Alter Ego Celeste, they're looking really strong right now with Wildfire and Sphinx. The thing is, this team, based on stats, of course, in looking into stats as well for the teams that we have right here on Open 6, in the map of Ascent, they actually have a 67% win rate on this. So looking at those stats, of course, with a very limited pool of information also that we see, they played this map at a total of three times. And Bind is actually their best map that they have for this team, which we are gonna see if they manage to secure this win against Alter Ego Celeste. But looking at it right now, it is proving quite difficult as Sarah moves forward on towards the side, but actually revealed by the spike on Dart. She has to take this off, and that makes her vulnerable as Margot gets the 2K. This is the pain shells coming in, a Trailblazer out, moving back for a bit to not be concussed. They see Tharatio very low on HP now, reloading his gun, or her gun rather, and now the reload goes to Sereth as she goes down in the hands of Iceberg. Alter Ego yet again to finish a round for the side of the 4-0. I mean, that was such a good take from Wildfire Sphinx already. But the thing is, as Alter Ego moves in, they were able to secure and retake the site completely. As Tharatio is on hell, she was able to punish the players. Of course, with the camera, with the help of the camera as well, you will really be vulnerable when you are trying to take out those spike on darts.
Yeah, and it was just a big punish. Margot pushed the smoke there and got 2 kills before she got taken out. I think Wildfire Sphinx just weren't ready for that. The door wasn't closed yet, and Margot was able to get that push in.
Guiding Light, not detecting anyone, but Inari was able to secure 1 kill from the Showstopper already, getting another one. And one by one, Wildfire Sphinx, they're all going down in the hands of Alter Ego. Such a very hyper-aggressive play coming in from them.
Yeah, really aggressive play. Sereth down to 70 HP with the Vandal here. And Inari just keeps pushing forward and even takes Sereth down. even after making all that noise, and Neri just really confident this game. 9-1-2 right now on Neri on that raise, and like I mentioned, she just plays extremely aggressive on Ascent on raise. She just really doesn't care at all. That one death she had was on round number 1.
A pistol round, you mean?
Yeah.
The thing is, when you have the confidence, especially on if you are a duelist, if you have that certain confidence that you can just hyper push, be an hyper aggressive player, it really pans out well for your team because you are gonna be able to punish and just give off such energy towards Wildfire Sphinx, and they would doubt even trying to push, knowing that they are on the attackers as well. They're gonna doubt trying to push, especially if they see your paint shells coming in and they already know that you're there. They're gonna make them second guess themselves.
It's just really scary to play against Neri, and even now she's not pushing, but the fact that she pushed so many rounds previously are just scaring them. Like they just don't really want to go in right now. Neri takes 1 kill. The double satchel used to entry into the site. No one is on the site though, so I think this spike might go down for Wildfire Sphinx. A Celeste are happy to go for the retake. Neri takes 1 down. The Seekers are out as well. The spike does not even get planted. The Iceberg gets 1 down. Declaration does get 1 though until she's finished off. The spike, no spike bonus here for Wildfire Sphinx, and it's a 6-0 by A Celeste.
Moving towards round 7 key. If you take a look on the economy actually of Wildfire Sphinx when it comes to the ultimate economy, they are full. If they can utilize this well, they can do a good entry for the team. Especially that they have the showstopper to come in, even the Hunter's Fury. You can definitely use that for post-plant situations or even doing entries. And the lockdown from the Killjoy. They can do a lot with this. And if they are just gonna plan it well, they can have the successful entry towards any site that they want, may it be A or B. The question remains, how will they utilize
really defensive right now though. They want to punish Neri, but Neri punishes them instead. It's a 1-for-1, but they finally take Neri down. So I think, like you mentioned, they have 4 ultimates still up, even though the Reina is down right now. But with 4 ultimates, if they can just string them together and go into the sites, they can take this round off of A Celeste.
It is actually a good decision, Key, to wait out the push coming in from Alter Ego Celeste, knowing that Neri is also pushing by herself. It makes a lot of sense. That is a good decision making coming in from Wildfire Sphinx. Shutting down Neri is definitely a good opening kill for Wildfire Sphinx right here.
Yeah, being able to stop Neri from just getting those kills, but Margot is going to take Shazinga down, who is lurking onto A. The rest of Wildfire Sphinx are going to try to go into B though. They do commit the lockdown. There's the showstopper as well, Declaration. Takes down Tarathiel, but Ayumi gets 1 kill of her own. So right now there's no control for the side of Wildfire Sphinx, and it's all down to Declaration. Paranoia hits just nicely and Margot finishes her off.
The connection, the synergy of Alter Ego Celeste is just through the roof right now. Looking at it, they have the info already that the last player remaining for Wildfire Sphinx is actually on B main. They were able to capitalize on, of course, the paranoia coming in from Margot and the pushes from the other side or other players of Alter Ego as well. One thing's for sure, they weren't able, Wildfire Sphinx wasn't able to capitalize on that showstopper at all. 0. None.
The fact that they just let her in there and didn't show
Without...
it just really meant that the showstopper from Wildfire Sphinx just did not get any kills. There's a flash coming up. They're really supporting Neri to just keep pushing out here. She's gonna try to take Seraph down. The paint shell is gonna take her low. Iceberg takes Keek down as well. 7 HP onto Neri, but there's the heal from the sky. Oh, she gets taken down. Declaration. Probably saw her elbow. Declaration with the 2 kills though, but Tarathiel was also swinging, and Alter Ego Celeste take another round. Just unbridled aggression from them, just pushing out almost every single round, almost, because Neri just didn't push that one round that we were watching just now.
such a good spray control from Declaration right there, but it is not enough to punish most of the players of Alter Ego. Yeah, she was able to get 3 kills, but the thing is, there's everyone pushing you and trying to kill you off. Wide swings here and there, and you only have what was she using? A Phantom? A Vandal? She only has 25 bullets. Will she be able to get it? That's the question. Oh, Inari again with an initiating shutdown for Luna.
It's just frustrating to play against Neri because she really gets her way most of the time. Gets an opening frag. Ayumi takes Seraph down as well. The rest of Alter Ego Celeste are trying to push out Trezinga. Takes Margot down though, so it's a 2v4 right now. They are on an eco. Trezinga with a Sheriff. If she can hit those shots, she can make it expensive for Alter Ego Celeste. Okay, it gets taken down by Tarathiel. It's all down to Kiki with a ghost here. They're hunting her down. There's the flashes coming out. Tarathiel actually gets flashed, but Iceberg finishes Kiki off, and it's 9-0 now for AE Celeste.
Ayumi is just playing out the guiding lights that she has, even the Trailblazers key. If you think about it, even with the hyper aggression from Inari and from all the other players that Alter Ego Celeste has, if Ayumi wasn't around, it is not the ultimate punish. It is gonna punish a lot, but not more or not the best punish compared to when Ayumi is with them. And with the help of course, the guiding light, just the flashes coming in, no movements from Wildfire Sphinx. They can't even get out of a specific, or rather their side. And they can't even go in. This is now the entry, I think, for Wildfire Sphinx as they push in. The Seraph is inside already side, even blinded by the paranoia. The showstopper doesn't connect to anyone for Alter Ego Celeste, but Tarathiel was able to get a kill, a 2k even before the shutdown from Luna with a 2k herself as well. 2v2 situation, Luna being tagged off. Ayumi knows where the position is. She can use the guiding light. At the same time, the recon is gonna go up in 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's probably their best entry right now, and I think they still have a chance here. They do have the guns. They can take this down. It's a 1-for-1 trade. It's all down to Luna, whether she can get this plan. The spike is out in the open though, and Iceberg knows that, so she's just being careful here, trying to make Luna make the first move, and Luna is also careful because she doesn't actually know where Iceberg is. And Iceberg is trying to go for the big rotate all the way to tree. Luna is still watching both sides, trying to see if she can get the plan down. Uses a nano swarm to make sure that Heaven is safe. Plants all the way inside by Green Box. Gets taken on by Iceberg though. The timing just didn't work out for her, and Iceberg is gonna get this defuse. 10-0 on the board for AE Celeste.
A good decision for Iceberg to actually go around the corner, go towards trees, and not stay on Heaven. As of course, when the recon was out, players from Wildfire Sphinx already know where she was, basically. And the thing is, you have to reposition yourself. It's just the timing when she was planting the spike already, and Iceberg was just able to move around freely, completely, without worrying at all, because she can definitely hear that the spike is being planted still. Good timing for Alter Ego Celeste, I would say.
It's really just great timing from them, and they're definitely making sure they're taking this seriously. Alter Ego Celeste, they're playing to the best of their abilities here. Wildfire Sphinx, they're gonna try to go for another take. There's the flights coming in. There's the paranoia though. Tarathiel takes Seraph out as she gets into the site. The Seekers are used as well, and they're getting funneled here. Trezinga just gets taken down with the spike onto the site. There's the Hunter's Fury being used, trying to see if Declaration can actually ping someone here. She does it out in the open, but Luna takes one down. Declaration gets taken down, and Neri finishes off Luna. Is down to Kiki. 1v4, no ultimate on the Reina here. Kiki takes one down, gets flashed, uses his miss to get into safety. Still getting pinged by that drone. And there's the Wolf being used. They're playing this really slow. There's the Recon Bolt coming out as well. She's gonna have to reload. They're gonna hear her because they're hunting her down. There's three of them right now. The spike cam dart does come out. Takes one. Dismiss again. Takes the spike cam dart out right now. He's gonna have to play this 1v2. There's the flash getting ready. Ayumi is just waiting there if she can spot
Oh,
Ayumi
no!
with a flash. Kiki takes her down. It's down to 1v1. Kiki is gonna try to go for this last kill. Reloads right now. Does not have that much health, but I think she has the chance here. Does not know where Iceberg is right now, who ran all the way out. Okay, Kiki does get the 1v4. She gets the clutch. And Alter Ego Celeste will be denied the perfect game off of a 1v4 from Kiki.
They were too confident. That's overconfidence right there for Alter Ego Celeste. And Ayumi's position as well, she wasn't expecting that Kiki will actually move forward and see that angle of hers. She was really open, of course, holding the guiding light as well, preparing for the punish. If she was able to pull out the guiding light quite faster than what she was trying to do, or trying to pull out with the timing, they might have gotten the round already. Make it 11. But no, Kiki was able to secure those kills. 1v4 situation, but moving towards round 12, this may be, you know, some rounds trying to be gotten or getting back. Because Ineri with the operator right now can't seem to hit her shots.
Yeah, uncharacteristic miss there from the opening from Ineri. Even had a second chance but missed it as well. And like you mentioned, that guiding light, just Ayumi holding that for too long there, didn't bring her gun out. Margot doesn't flinch from the leer, gets Kiki down. Luna gets the kill onto Margot. That's an even trade for them. Luna is gonna try to get into the side here with the rest of her team. Tarathil takes one down. It's a 1-for-1 again. Sereth takes her down. Iceberg takes Luna down, and Sereth is all the way in. 1v3 right now for her, but Ineri is gonna take her down with the Sheriff.
Flights. It wasn't working out. Now the switch of the sides with Alter Ego Celeste. This is yet again a pistol round. If Wildfire Sphinx can grab this pistol round, they might be able to come back with some of the rounds that they can get from Alter Ego Celeste. But also at the same time, looking at it, Alter Ego Celeste, they've won each and every pistol round that they had
Yeah.
against Wildfire.
They're pretty crazy with the pistols. I mean, they're pretty sharp with any gun, really. Even the shotguns, like Alter Ego Celeste have just been showing. I mean, we saw the Guardian in an area as well. It seems like there isn't any gun that they can't use, and they're just really sharp. And Wildfire Sphinx, if they can hold A Celeste on the defense, especially on this pistol round, like you mentioned, they might be able to string a few more rounds in here.
Margot, they are gonna get that orb, and Neri was able to punish one player already for Wildfire Sphinx.
Yeah,
This
she's
is
just
still
going at it
playing
alone.
for picks, Key.
Yeah, they're playing really slow, and Neri does not expect Luna to be hiding in tree though. Gets taken out, so it's a 1-for-1 right now. And Luna just took one bullet. I think she's okay here.
4v4 as Alter Ego Celeste planting the spike right now, preparing for that post plant. Ayumi still has 2 guiding light that they can use. Once the players of Wildfire Sphinx push in, this is gonna be a blind festival, Key.
Yeah, they might not be able to see anything once those flashes come in. She can get punished though. She's just gonna hold that for too long. Margot gets taken down really low. The blinding light, guiding light hasn't been used yet, but Ayumi is just gonna take them down. Blinds them with a bullet through the face instead, and Alter Ego Celeste finished them off. Clean defense there off the spike, and it's match point for Alter Ego Celeste, and they won the pistol round.
They were able to go into the site freely, plant the spike, prepare for post plant. Taratiel just holding B main with a flank of her life and trying to get or catch the players of Wildfire Sphinx off guard, and she was able to do so, getting those 2 kills in the final moment, securing the match point for Alter Ego. They only need one more win to win this series that they have against Wildfire Sphinx, and it seems like they have something to do after this. They're making it really quick, Key.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to make this as fast as they can. And they are going into the A site. That Nano Swarm is going to slow Neri down a bit, but they're already funneling into the site. They don't find a kill yet, so Wildfire Sphinx are gearing up for a 5v5 retake here. There's the lineups coming out. Actually, that was Declaration with the Shock Dart lineups there. That's why she was in that corner. They're still pushing out here. Extreme aggression from A. Celeste here. Inari takes one. Use the Black Pack to get back to safety. Shrizinga takes one. Gets taken out by Terathels. All down to Declaration right now, who was busy lining up those Shock Darts, and she only has a pistol. Gets flashed 1v4, and it's gonna be difficult to do with a Ghost.
That is
And
the
there we go.
finishing
Iceberg.
blow.
Win.
Yeah, that was...
Alter Ego Celeste key. Yeah.
It's really just
Hello?
indescribable. You know, Alter Ego Celeste are just really, really good. And for Wildfire Sphinx, their journey for Open 6 is not done yet. They are going to drop to the lower bracket, and they still have a chance to fight the other teams that will drop to the lower bracket as well. So they can get more points here. They can advance further into the tournament, and I really do have high hopes for them. Alter Ego Celeste, though, have shown that they are starting in hot here, and they are going to be ready for any team that comes at them.
Alter Ego Celeste with a 2-0 win in the series, fighting off against Wildfire Sphinx. And like you said, Key, for sure, with Wildfire Sphinx, they still have a chance going towards lower brackets and all the other teams that they are about to face off here in the VCT Game Changers. Of course, FSL Open 6. The thing is, I would just summarize this into making a conclusion that Wildfire Sphinx, they have the aim duels, but the thing is, this strategy isn't complete, especially when it comes to post-plan situations and retake situations as well.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. You can tell that they're starting to really gel together, but it's just not enough yet. Once they improve those strategies, once they clean up their executes and takes, I think they're gonna start to look better here. But against Alter Ego Celeste, of course, a team would struggle against the best team on FSL right now. So for Wildfire Sphinx, they can train a bit more. This playoffs is going to be a very good learning experience for them, because they're going to gain a lot of very good experience from playing against the best teams in FSL, and they're just going to get better. Alter Ego Celeste, of course, proceed to the winners semifinals, and to just as the expectations go, we know that Alter Ego Celeste are going to likely win most of their games, but I really want to see someone challenge them. And Wildfire Sphinx, they can go to the lower bracket and go all the way to the grand final still, so they still have a chance to go for a rematch against Alter Ego Celeste.
13-1 score. They're really starting off here strong, really strong for the side of Alter Ego Celeste. And looking at how they played it out, it's the same Alter Ego Celeste that we always usually see. The thing is, there is a target upon their backs. Who is the team that is actually gonna punish Alter Ego Celeste here at FSL Open 6? That is what I'm looking forward to, and we have some lists of teams that can go up against Alter Ego Celeste. Even themselves, they know which teams that they are looking forward to actually meet and play with. One is Oasis Gaming, of course, but recent changes from the rosters as well are happening for all the teams that we have here at Open 6. Now, if we take a look and just go back with those 2 rounds or 2 games that we had, what can you say to finally finish things off?
What I'd say is Alter Ego Celeste still look as strong as they have for the past opens, and I'm really, really happy to see that they're still trying to change things up. You know, they didn't rest. They've practiced new things. The Sky has been built into their lineups as well, so they're really starting to follow the VCT meta as well. So I think that's something really exciting, because I can see Alter Ego Celeste start to compete in VCT Southeast Asia, like the main VCT, and I think they can challenge a few teams there.
That's true. As things progress, if we say other teams evolve and trying to find their way, find their footing towards here at Game Changers, it's the same way with Alter Ego Celeste. They're not stuck in a position. They have to maintain it, and that is the hardest part, because being at the top means there's only one thing. There's no other way but to go down. No way but go down if you are at the top. So, with maintaining that, that is quite difficult for the team of Alter Ego Celeste. They need to evolve with the teams that we have here also at Game Changers. Now, Key, our next match later on is going to be quite interesting as well. And I'm really, really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's gonna be Renatus White against Hashira. So that's going to be really exciting, and I'm really pumped to see what Hashira have to bring, because Hashira, they made their debut in Open 5 in the playoffs, their playoff debut rather, and they're back in the playoffs again, and I want to see them. I want to see how much they've improved, and I'm excited to watch, of course, another Singapore team go against showcase their strength here in the
Mhm.
playoffs.
They've been doing great, and we are about to see what they are capable of on our next matchup. But right now, we're just gonna go in a very short break. Don't go away because Valorant Game Changers will be right back.